Welcome to another episode of the Good Coach, Bad Coach podcast. I'm your co-host, Coach Buck, sitting alongside with Coach Joey. Today's episode is sponsored by Liberty Open MRI. They are on Belmont Avenue in Youngstown, Ohio. Coach Joe, what's happening, man?
What's going on?
I don't got a whole lot other than working and practice, really.
Yeah, we're in the studio late tonight.
We are.
It's past my bedtime.
So today's episode should be extra special.
Yeah, look what we do for our listeners.
We're here for you.
That's right.
We're giving away another t-shirt. Thanks for all the response and everything we've been getting so far. It's been awesome. Keep it coming. Keep the questions coming. They've all been very good questions. I enjoy reading them. And just let's keep it going. So make sure you comment, hit that like button, eligible for a free random t-shirt. Today's topic, or you want to talk about football a little bit?
Yeah.
We're in a swing of football right now.
Yeah, our first scrimmage on Wednesday.
First scrimmage on Wednesday. We've been at
Jackson Milton.
Yeah, it should be fun. Jackson Milton's a fun school to go up against.
How do you think football's
been a rival for a while?
How do you think football's going so far? I think talent wise we're going to be okay. I just wish kids were all coming to practice. Have we had a whole practice with all of our team yet this year, Coach Buck?
No.
That's the one thing that's a little bit disappointing about.
It is, and I don't know what the reasons are.
It happens with kids. I mean, we saw it with baseball too. But it would be nice to have a whole entire team for a practice here before a game so we could see what we got. But kids are excited about the scrimmage.
Yeah, no, they seem to be excited. They've been working hard. It's going to be fun to see what see it all come together here.
We got the Cow Pickens coming up.
The Cow Pickens. For those of you who don't know, I'm glad you brought up the Cow Pickens.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what Cow Pickens is, our Louisville Boosters,
who we love,
gets a cow. Okay, and the cow comes down to the field. A farmer lets the cow out. Mm-hmm. The cow will roam around the field, and everybody watches the cow.
You buy a ticket, and you have a block and a number on the field, and then go ahead and take it.
Yeah, no, and then the cow will roam around the field until it poops
on
whoever squared poops on is the winner of the grand prize.
Yeah, and I think that if it pees on your block, you get something too.
Right? Yeah, you get a little bit of money for
folks,
that.
This is a real thing. Cow Pickens. I think it's August 16th, maybe.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up pretty soon. Yeah.
But the Cow Pickens is always a fun event. It's the official start of football season, not just for the Little Rockets, but for our varsity team too. And the next few months is it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. So hopefully, if you're in the area, come down and support the Cow Pickens event.
Yeah, come see if a cow could poop on your square and you could win money. Only in Lowville can you win money if a cow takes a crap on the square that you bought a block for.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's definitely unique and it's something cool. You definitely don't see that in larger schools.
No, you don't.
These big schools, they have no idea what it's like to watch a cow roam around the field waiting for
when you graduate
on your square.
When you graduate 31 kids, you get a Cow Pickens.
You get a cow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hop right into today's topic. We're going to talk about e-gaming.
Yes.
So you want to elaborate a little bit about what e-gaming is?
Yeah. E-gaming, or it's known as esports, is very, very big in Asia, in China. It's a very competitive thing, and basically what it is it's competitive sports without contact. It's electronics on your computer, on your phone, however you want to play it. And I'm curious to dive into this because I want to know what your thoughts are. I'll elaborate on mine and even our listeners' thoughts on what esports and gaming in general does to a youth athlete or anybody for that matter, if it affects their ability to want to play in competitive sports that has contacts, if it helps them want to do that, or if it shies them away from it. Um, what are your thoughts on gaming in general? You have 3 kids. I know all 3 of them very well. They're always on their devices, like my son is. What are your thoughts on gaming in general, Coach Buck?
I think gaming is very good for hand-eye coordination.
You do,
I really do. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that
Well, we disagree completely because I think it's horrible. But continue on.
well, I think it's good in moderation. Like we can't escape the digital age that we're living in. It's inevitable. It's everywhere. It's anywhere from. I know my job in particular is rolling out some AI stuff. I mean, anywhere you go, there's some kind of drive-throughs at restaurants have an AI thing now.
They do.
So grasping the concept and not letting a kid be exposed to it at all, I think is a negative thing. But I also think too much of it is a bad thing. But I do I'm a believer in games in general. Electronic games are good for kids in moderation.
Yeah,
that's my take on it.
So I read up a little bit on esports.
Okay.
And to me, it seems like it is just for the moment. There's no real excitement. Now, what I mean by that is you're competing against somebody else on a monitor here. I don't know if things don't go your way if you break the remote or you smash your computer, but there's just something about contact sports or playing against somebody that's right in front of you. When things aren't going well, your adrenaline helps you become better. Or, if you get pissed off about something, we see it in football. We get kids that are frustrated and they find a way to work through it. When you're playing a sport that is on a monitor or a handheld device, to me, it's just garbage. I hate everything about it. I think it's for lazy kids. I really do. Now my son participates in all this stuff. He plays these games with your kids and his other buddies. It drives me crazy. I much rather him go outside and pick up a basketball, but I understand what era we're in. Gaming is popular. I never particularly liked it. I never really got into it. I think playing competitive on the computer is the most bizarre thing in the world.
I see your point, but I think I am all for team sports and being outside when the weather's nice. But if you get those rainy days and the kid wants to go play on their thing and compete in some facet with their friends, I don't see a big deal in that.
No, but there's something about contact sports, having somebody across from you, having somebody next to you. You could look them in the eyes. You could figure out their move. You could put a plan together to beat them. Staring at a monitor.
But what if you're a kid that you're not physically able to do that? What are they supposed to do?
Well, I just don't. I mean, I guess that's the route that they could take, but I don't really see the competitive nature in it. I just don't. Again, I know that if you read about it, it's very competitive in Asia. They have big time tournaments.
I think it's competitive here too. I mean, I don't know the whole how many kids do it or the breakdown of it all, but you do see people like NFL players I know play each other in Madden football. That's like a thing that they do on the side.
Yeah. So I guess if your ability wise, you're not able to, for whatever, physically, if you're not able to, I could understand that a little more. What I don't like seeing is kids who have the ability and they prefer to do gaming over get outside and play a sport. And some of these kids are on our teams. I mean, we have kids that are really big into this gaming. My own son enjoys it, but I worry about the fact that it could potentially take over from the competitive contact sport if we allow it to. If you don't watch, these kids could really get bought into this esports.
Yeah, I think there's a line you got to draw with it, but I mean, maybe it's their way to unwind from the day too. They enjoy it. I mean, I don't know. I do think there's a place for it. I think it's just, I think too much of it's bad though. I don't think you should be on your iPad all day training for, some sort of electronic event or some kind of gaming event, unless, you cannot physically enjoy some of the things that other kids can. And, I think it's great. They got an avenue to compete.
Yeah, we had an episode that we discussed about pressure on kids.
Yeah.
Too much pressure on kids. If you're staring at a computer screen and that's all you have to do and things aren't going well for you, you want to talk about unraveling quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing a competitive sport where you're out on the court or the field, and you have other people around you, I think that there's much more pressure on you just sitting in front of a computer screen if you're trying to play competitively against somebody. I don't even understand how the competitive gaming works. I mean, do you put a team together? Is there a coach? Those are some things I don't really understand.
Yeah, my gaming's very limited in what I know and don't know. But I mean, you could pick a team and play online against other people. I mean,
But what's the end result? I mean, is there?
As you like to term it, gym class. Really, that's how I interpret it. I don't see it as being anything more than that, unless there's some grand prize at the end where you could win some money or something like that. But
is it a sport? They're calling it a competitive sport with no contact. If you read about it, is it really a sport?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know how to answer. I would say, yeah, I would say it is a competitive. I wouldn't call it a sport. I would call it a competitive event, but it's not a sport. When you hear sport, I think basketball, soccer, baseball, football, lacrosse, tennis, wrestling, you name it. But when I don't think of an electronic game as a sport, but I see it as a competition, if that makes sense.
So you wouldn't call it garbage like I call it?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it's good for kids to be exposed to as many different things as possible. I think it's bad for a kid to be on his iPad all day. The weather's nice. I think they should be outside doing something.
Yeah, well, if you're playing competitive esports, I don't think that you're doing anything else but that. I think mentally it has to be a disaster for a young kid.
If that is solely what they're into, I agree with you. If they're doing other things on the side and they are playing team sports and they want to tap into that once in a while, I do not see an issue with it.
Yeah, I mean, anything non-contact, I just don't call it a sport.
So what are they supposed to do? So it's 8:00 at night. They're almost ready for bed. They're getting a snack. What are they supposed to do? Go outside and shoot a basketball? Like what do you? I mean, they got to have some kind of avenue to go.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I see it. My son's on the phone with your son and other kids on the team till 11:00 at night. I hear them, and they're arguing, and I know it's a big thing. I don't particularly like it. I just there's something about the no contact or not being able to communicate with another individual eye to eye that separates the competitive nature for me. I just don't understand it, and I think it's garbage.
But you got to think too. So I get what you're saying, but there's ways that they communicate while they're gaming. Either their image is on the screen, or they're talking, or
you're making my case even stronger of how ridiculous it is.
Well, what are they supposed to do? Oh, we're not gaming because it should be physical right now. Like, I mean, if it's the end of the night, I can see if it's 2:00 in the afternoon and you got a kid that's been on an iPad for a couple hours. Yeah, get your butt outside, go do something. But if they're unwinding, I mean, what are they? I don't see any big deal in that.
I'm separating being a coach from a parent. The parent side of it, I can't stand it, but I guess I'm being a hypocrite here because I'm allowing my kid to do it. He's doing it every single night.
Yeah.
He's doing it with your sons and everybody.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. There's a whole group of kids.
How annoying are they on the phone?
It's awful. It's terrible to listen to.
I just can't stand. I can't stand hearing what they're even saying. It's so bizarre to me, and they're really into it.
But that goes to the concept of team, right? Because they're playing with their friends, trying to accomplish a goal.
It's junk. It's junk.
I don't think it's junk. I think it's an inevitable thing. I mean, we didn't grow up with that stuff, so it is hard to like
We spent
understand.
we spent the entire day playing. If you want to be an athlete, now if you don't want to be an athlete, this is completely off topic for you. But if you want to be an athlete, I don't understand having a controller in your hand, how that's competitive.
But you don't think athletes play games or do things like that? I mean, they all
They
do.
they do, but is it competitive?
Well, you're not playing to lose, right?
Why-
I mean, like if okay,
I
so if I
question-
get on,
Hold on, I question why you're playing at all.
all right. So if I go, it's the end of the night, I don't do this, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I call you up. I'm like, hey, Coach Joe, you don't want to record tonight. How about we play a little bit of NBA basketball on the PlayStation?
I'd hang
And
up on you.
Yeah, but humor me. You say, okay,
Mhm.
I'm going to be whatever team. I'm going to be whatever team. We're playing. We're competing. We're playing to try to beat each other.
Yeah.
But I get your point though. It's not the same. You're not getting the same effect from playing outside against someone
Do you,
across from you, but it's still a way of competing. Maybe it's a way to unwind. It's not as serious. It's
do you think that there are good athletes out there that we aren't seeing because they're spending too much time doing gaming instead?
I hope not, but you're probably.
How
I think
disheartening
it'd
would that be?
That would be awful, and that goes back to the parents. You know, I mean, if you feel like your kid's getting too much time on the iPad, you gotta kick them off. But there's a thing too. I read an article, and I'll have to find it, but it talks about how kids almost need like weaned off of an
Yeah.
iPad once they get so acclimated to it. So it's not easy for parents to get their kids off.
Yeah.
you know?
And I want to touch on one other thing before we go to fan mail.
Yeah.
The safety of playing on a computer or online with people you don't know, to me, seems far greater than playing a contact sport where you're there with coaches surrounding you, watching things, protecting you,
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure things go. I don't even like my son communicating with people over the internet, whether it's over gaming or what it is, because there's the safety of that seems.
It's creep fest. You have
Yeah.
to put parental controls on it. And that's why I think it's good that they're playing with friends. At least like if something isn't right, you're going to hear from one of them. They're not all going to be tight-lipped about something goofy going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you should put the controls down and you should get outside and play a contact sport if you want to be an athlete. That's just my opinion. I don't think that esports is going anywhere. In fact, if you read about it, it's a growing thing. I just hope my son stays clear of the competitive side of that. You do it for fun every once in a while, okay, but I think the whole thing is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a trend.
It is.
And it makes you wonder, like, if we were that age, we had access to playing online
Yeah.
with one another, what would we want to play baseball? I mean, maybe it is more exciting for that. I mean, that's dangerous.
My son asked me the other day for a headset similar to the ones that we have on right now.
Yeah.
And it had like a microphone that came like this, looked like a pilot.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, what the hell are you going to do with that? And it was for some game that he plays on I guess it'd be on his computer. The whole thing is so bizarre to me, Coach Buck. It's everything that I don't believe in. The competitive side of playing against somebody on your phone or your computer just doesn't seem like it's there for me.
I don't view it like you do as far as like the competitive, like, does everything have to be so cutthroat? I mean, we're talking about a video game.
But no, what esports is a competitive way of playing that's not contact.
Right.
So if it's competitive, if it's supposed to be competitive, then it should be competitive. Yeah, it should be cutthroat. And
the gamers need to get more physical.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe if they had like fights with the controllers and
I don't know. I'm curious to hear what people have to say.
I do
Maybe
too.
I'm just old school. I'm contradicting myself because I have a kid who's doing it, but I also hate the fact that my kid is doing it. I
Yeah.
absolutely hate it. I think everything about it is crazy, and I hope it doesn't go any farther than just what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I think that's where the parents got to step in and like do something about it. You know, I mean, like you can't. I feel like it's a good thing if you do it in moderation, like anything else. But you know, if somebody's playing a baseball game on there on the electronic thing, like
You can't get
there's
any
still
more.
like a timing thing that they got. I mean, it is. I think it's good for your hand-eye coordination.
You can't get any more uncompetitive than playing baseball on a computer. Playing baseball on a baseball field's uncompetitive to me. Can you imagine how I feel while you're doing it on a computer? You're really starting to lose me here.
I don't know. I disagree. I think you could have a competitive. I don't think it's as cutthroat as seeing someone face to face. With you, I'm with you on that one. There's nothing like that. But if you want to compete and you want to try something different, I don't know. I think it's a good thing in moderation,
All I know is putting on a headset with a microphone
like we're doing right now.
is only a good idea. It's only a good idea if you're doing a podcast with your buddy.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go.
Let's go to some mail.
All right, let's go to some mail. That was a good topic, though. I think it's
junk.
I'm really curious to see what people think of this.
Me too. And I'm sure nobody probably feels the way I feel about it. That won't be super surprising. I'm not trying to insult anybody whose kid is a gamer full time.
I would love to hear a parent's take on that. A kid that is, because you figure, like, I mean, if you're staring at a screen for so long, you know, and you're trying to perfect it, like that's got to be
boring,
mind grueling for the person who's trying to get better at it. Though you think it's boring, but they may not think it's boring. You know, like maybe it's just, I don't know. It's a whole other world, and it's hard to commentate on it because I don't know what that would
But
be.
isn't it a little bit ridiculous that world exists?
Yeah, well, we're in a digital age, man. This analog stuff's done. What about like all the I don't know. I mean, it's an AI world.
It is.
You know? It's just
the only thing AI hasn't came to do yet was install a parking lot for me.
What happens?
When's that going to happen?
Wait a minute. What happens when there's like the first artificial intelligence NBA basketball player who doesn't miss a shot? Then what's that do to sports?
I just I don't even want to think about it. That's so
crazy.
Pathetic.
I mean, the more they perfect things, where does it stop?
When you're playing sports,
then we could start to go into conspiracy theory land on this one.
Let me stop you now.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep going.
When you're playing sports at any level, and it's competitive sports, you have to be able to look across from somebody and have some sort of contact, whether it's a fist pump, a middle finger, whatever. What are you doing on a computer screen?
But going to that, let's talk about, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So look at just how people are today. When I took my first job, I remember going on breaks or lunches, and it was like comedy hour in the break room. Everybody was talking, laughing, clowning around. Breaks today look a lot different. There's people on their phones.
Yeah.
No one's talking to one another. Like it's just a societal change. It's just like the art of like people just communicating is different. And you're right, like that physical like touch or that physical interaction. It's just today's society. It's a problem, you know. And maybe youth sports is the only thing keeping that alive right now.
Yeah. I do think, and I see it all the time. You go out to breakfast, you see two people sitting there.
Yeah.
You know, they're both on their phones and they're not talking with one another.
No.
And that's crazy to me too. But the competitive side of sports, if you're going to play sports, I don't understand how it's competitive when you have a controller in your hand rather than an actual carrying, holding a football, baseball, or a basketball. I mean, that's just my opinion on it.
No, they're two different things, but I do see the competitive side in gaming.
You do?
I understand.
And I'm very sorry to hear that.
I definitely want to hear what the people think, though. I mean, like,
me too.
You guys speak up.
I mean, you and I don't agree. We don't agree on a lot of things. But I would love to hear what people have to say about it. And my stance is when you have contact sports, it elevates the level of of competition. I don't see how the other side of it in esports is even remotely close.
I think it's good for mental toughness.
What is?
Esports
Drains me thinking
Well,
about it.
I don't know. I agree though, in the sense that there's nothing like competitive sports.
Yeah.
I agree with
We
you
agree on that.
100% across the board
We agree on that.
on that one. I do think there's a place for gaming now. So
We better go to Mel. Max is starting to get a little crazy out there.
yeah, he's that's all right. He's
It's
in
late.
He's in the Oliver tree these
Yeah.
days. All right, here we go. Let's go with the first question here. This is Bob from East Palestine or Palestine. I don't know if I never say that right, but anyway, he wants to know at what age should parents not coach their own kids anymore?
Right now.
That's a
Now.
good question, Bob. For me personally, I'm always willing to help out, but I think once money's involved and you get a paid coach, it's time to hang up the cleats and let the coach take over.
Yeah, typically at the high school level, you do see some coaches that are coached their kids all through. But usually in the high school level, it's time to be a parent, go in the bleachers and
criticize everything that the coach is doing and how you would have did things differently.
yeah. But it's not uncommon to coach your kid in junior high or high school. But youth is obviously everybody's donating their time and everybody wants to be a part of it.
Junior high is a paid position, correct?
Yeah.
That's where the
yeah. As soon as you get a contract from the high school or whatever, that might be time to step aside and, like I said, just become a parent.
Yeah, no, that's
Good
Bob.
question,
You
huh?
know what, Bob? I'm looking forward to that day, Bob. Especially like there's days where I'm down there for both kids' practices, and I'm good with it. But I do think it's important for a kid to find their own way. You know what I mean? It's like daddy isn't always going to be around, and we talk about daddy ball in a previous episode, and it's like, yeah, I like being here for my kids, and I really do try my best to put the kid in the best spot that I think they're going to succeed. But at the end of the day, I'm still there.
Yeah, and
not being here will be okay. They got to find their own way.
Honestly, it's not a bad thing for the kid when the dad steps away too.
Yeah, no,
it could be helpful, especially when they get to be a little bit older. But I know one thing: when Coach Buck retires from coaching his kid, he's going to be a gamer.
Maybe do
You're
some
gonna have
Tony Hawk.
You're going to have the headset with the.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I love the Tony Hawk game though. That's a pretty cool game. If Tony Hawk's listening, I'm sure he is. He's probably Tony. He could come on a podcast. He went from competitive skateboarding to making his own game. Maybe that's the way to do it. Thanks for the question,
Did you ever
Bob.
ride a skateboard before?
No, I could rollerblade really good.
I played
you were
roller
hockey and stuff. Yeah, but no, skateboarding was never.
Neither of my thing. I went to I went to the Skate Connection before. I used to go there to, dance. But I was always horrible on skates.
Yeah, no, skateboarding would be tough though,
Yeah.
So, all right, Bob, thanks again for the question.
Thank you, Bob.
All right, we're going to go with Adam from Liberty. He wants to know, why does winning matter so much to Coach Joey? They are just kids, aren't they? Adam, I could already feel where this one's going.
Well, I mean, listen, I got a difference. I mean, you think I'm going to be upset by that question? I like the question. Thanks, Adam. Couple things. Adam probably didn't do much winning in his life, and if Adam has kids, they probably didn't do much winning. I mean, if you ask a question like that, you're not very competitive. Repeat the question one more time.
He says,
how did he word it?
He says, why does winning matter so much to Coach Joey? They're just kids, aren't they?
Yeah, well, the kids, the winning doesn't just matter to Coach Joey. It matters to the kids that are playing for Coach Joey. That question is, you ain't getting a shirt, Adam.
Anyone named Adam is disqualified, so don't even bother.
No, listen, we like the criticism.
No, I think it's good.
It's an excellent question, but it's ridiculous. It matters because it's supposed to matter. That's what sports are about. And it doesn't just matter to me. It matters to the kids that are playing too.
Yeah, I'm curious why Adam feels the way he does.
Because he doesn't win.
Winning.
It's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, I don't know, Adam. I want to defend you. I don't know why. I mean, you want kids to win. That's the whole point of being out there.
Adam's a gamer.
He's a competitive gamer. What's the big
Yeah.
deal? You know, maybe
Thanks for the
winning doesn't
question,
matter.
Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
Don't write again. I'm kidding.
All right, we're gonna go to one more. We're gonna go with Joanne. Joanne didn't. I don't know where Joanne's from. This was via Facebook. She wants to know, what did you do if your what do you I'm sorry, what do you do if your kid really likes to play sports but has hesitation about being part of a team?
Yeah, that's really a good question because the kid could be a great athlete, right?
Yeah.
But he just doesn't do well with playing with a group of kids. I mean, we had an episode about this. Maybe you could try being an individual athlete, which is not horrible. That's okay too. But yeah, some kids just aren't good teammates. Some kids don't like criticism. Some people just don't like to be around a whole group of people. I mean, that's okay. But it's unfortunate because if your kid really likes sports, the best way to compete is to be on a team.
Yeah, Joanne, I think if a kid is hesitant, I think you got to push him a little bit. Push him to be on.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean?
But what's the reasons too? Maybe you go work through those.
Yeah,
what's
I mean, if they're mental reasons, and
team?
and it's a physician says otherwise, then of course follow doctor orders always. But I don't think that. I think you got to push the kid a little bit if they're hesitant. Maybe they can come out of their shell, and not be that way or feel that way. I mean, if you don't know what it's like to be on a team and you're seeing it for the first time and you're seeing kids getting excited, it probably is a lot for a kid to be overstimulated and not sure if that's what they want to do. So I think you got to give a little bit of a push there. Maybe have a conversation with the coach too, before you sign them up for that team. Tell them what your reservation is with your kid. And then, hopefully it works out. Team sports is something that I'll always believe in, I think. Or it doesn't have to even be a sport. It could be esports. But it could be a group activity. It could be like, a drama club. You name it. Like, you're part of a team. You're relying on other people.
Yeah.
I think that's very healthy for a kid.
Yeah. And at the beginning of her question, the question was, what do you do if your kid likes sports? So it's
that's half the battle.
It's half the battle. That's what I was going to say. Half the battle is he already likes sports. You just have to try to get him to understand that playing for a team is the best route to go. It's the best competition when you're playing for a team.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's really a good question.
Push the kid a little bit. I think it'll be okay. Keep everybody in a loop, and lots of luck, whatever you decide to do there.
Yes.
Again, thank you to Liberty Open MRI for sponsoring today's podcast. And thank you all for tuning in again. Again, the support's been overwhelming. Awesome. Hit the comment, leave a comment, hit the like button.
Yep.
Win a t-shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.